Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm the Strega, and we are going to be doing the collective read for today, Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread? First card coming up right now, 10 of Swords. There are completion cycles occurring today, lots of things closing out. This is also going to be speaking about some kind of ending of something that has been causing a great deal of pain or difficulty for you. This could be having a moment right now that feels like something is just reached its point of conclusion, not wanting to basically be able to bear anything that is causing this kind of anxiety around you right now, and allowing these things to pass through so that you can kind of move through into what kind of waits on the other side. This could also be speaking about some kind of situations or circumstances in your life right now reaching a bit of a termination point, and really allowing these to be that point of crossing the threshold to allow them to come to a point of completion so that you can continue on your journey. Next card we have coming through right now in our 5-card spread is 2 of Wands. So we are also seeing here that this is a moment of really looking at your options in terms of going forward. So while there are some things that are truly coming to an end around you right now, you're using this opportunity really to plan your path forward. So we're still seeing that moment of optimism, even in the moment of some painful cycles that are reaching a point of closure. This could also speak a lot about planning today, communication, maybe even making some preparations for travel. This also comes up a lot for me when I'm seeing digital communication. So we are seeing a lot of activity right now in the role of planning for those future events and activities coming up. Next card we have coming through right now in our 5-card spread is Knight of Wands. So one of the things that is inspiring or allowing some of this planning and this future foresight is new energy coming in, new directions. This will feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For feminine right now, this could be attention towards towards masculine energy that's coming in right now with new communication, new passions, new projects, allowing this energy to really give you this like boost as you go forward to make these plans for the future, even in the midst of cycles that are closing. While for masculine energy right now, this is a moment or point of looking at some cycles that are closing and making some preparations and plans for yourself to move forward into these new avenues and opportunities that you are creating with these closing out of cycles. Next card we have coming through right now is the King of Wands in its reversal. This is very interesting energy, okay? And this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. While we see a lot of directive action right now towards new plans, new possibilities, we are also seeing that there is some point of flux that's happening in the masculine energy. For masculines, this could feel a little difficult right now, which could have a lot to do with some of this painful closing out of the cycles that we're seeing around you right now. Because we do see that while there is this desire and drive right now that the masculine is feeling to push forward in creative pursuits, there is some kind of blockage in the masculine's vision on like the larger picture or on like the bigger plan, that it's almost like hitting some kind of confusion point potentially because of some things that are reaching an end right now, where they may be feeling like you're driving forward into any avenue you feel is giving some kind of ability, though you're not necessarily clear on like the larger overarching plan yet, which could lead to some of this planning that we're seeing right now. While for feminine, this could have a lot of directionality to potentially 2 different representations of masculine in your life. One that is coming towards you with a lot of intentionality, with a lot of passion, with a lot of creative force, while another is kind of potentially working and feeling like there is a lack of communication, maybe even some manipulation energy in that. And so this is one that we're seeing more of a block on, which could explain why we're seeing some cycles that are closing out while you're turning your attention right now to others. Final card for the first 5 cards before we start the clarification on these cards right now. Clarification coming through with the Queen of Swords. What is all this causing with the feminine energy? The feminine energy is feeling really, really guarded. They're moving forward. We see here that they're is something here about the feminine energy moving forward with a lot of directionality, but also with a lot of caution. So we see this here with this energy here. So for feminine, this is even the energies that are coming towards feminine right now in a positive way. Feminine just has their defenses up potentially, because there's also been some experiences potentially even happening in parallel with some masculine energies that they feel are not necessarily coming towards them with the same level of like authenticity or trust that is allowed to be kind of accepted here. So feminine's just looking at everyone right now with like a very fine tooth comb. While for masculine right now, this could be feeling that there is some feminine energy that you are trying to move forward with, you're trying to convey your like possibilities with, but you are feeling that there are some communication blocks or some inabilities here in terms of the larger plan with this feminine energy, because you kind of sense and see that they have their defenses up in this manner. Continuing to get clarification now on these cards, clarification between these two very powerful cards of the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. So certain cycles that are reaching a very finite conclusion around you right now, setting your sight on those future goals and those future plans in parallel to those things coming to an end. That's way too many cards. That's way too many cards. We're going to read them. It's all right. I think it makes a lot of sense though, so we're going to read them. So we've got 4 cards to clarify right now. We're going to go through all of them because that's what we do. So what we're really seeing here is this is a moment that there is some kind of acknowledgement. You're allowing certain cycles to come to an end because you're simply seeing that they are not the offers or the tangible expressions that you require to allow them to go forward. But you're also giving yourself a sense of peace here, because I feel like this is also talking about the fact that in those places that are coming to an end, you're also not putting your energy towards them anymore. And this is kind of the release of a burden for a lot of you with this 9 of Swords, this feeling like you're allowing the anxiety and pain from these situations to pass. You're ready to put this burden down. You're ready to put this burden down, because whatever this burden is on waiting for these offers to come through or waiting for these things to kind of reach a conclusion point, you are just accepting that they're just creating a lot of unhealthy energy around you right now. And it's also not necessarily causing or leading you to a productive circle of influence as it relates to the situations themselves. And it's for this reason that I feel like you're allowing these cycles to come to a closure point, and you're also not feeding any more energy to them right now, given this understanding of what you're seeing and not receiving from them. This is what is allowing you to close out these cycles while you're also opening up these new opportunities and casting your eye forward at the same time. Continuing to get clarification right now between this 2 of Wands energy along with the Knight of Wands. So really allowing this moment to be this point where you're looking at forward, you're looking at these future plans, you're looking at these future opportunities, and there's a lot of energy that you see coming towards you right now in this similar fashion. For feminine, this could be seeing a lot of energy approaching you right now with new passion, with new projects, with new opportunities. While for masculine right now, this could be you potentially taking it on yourself right now and using this opportunity to rush forward into those areas you feel are allowing you to move forward in these creative, passionate ways. We have here a 5 of Cups. So this will speak a lot to some of that energy we're seeing that is being left alone behind with that 10 of Swords energy. Listen, 10 of Swords energy is not easy. This is not a closure that was desired. This is a closure after a lot of pain and difficulty and hardship. So what we're really seeing here is there is a moment where even as there is this like eyes moment, this moment of casting oneself forward and making these plans and having these new energies coming towards you and these new projects, there is something here about being potentially caught in some point of mourning over the past, mourning on what has been lost, mourning on what is being left behind. I will point out that a perception shift is all that is potentially necessary here, but we don't necessarily see that perception shift coming completely today. There may be feeling a bit of a dissonance between that desire to move forward and that pull back in like to those things that you wish could have ended, like been different or ended in different ways. Continuing to get clarity right now between this very tricky energy. This would also explain some of that 5 of Cups that we're seeing between the Knight of Wands along with the King of Wands in its reversal. So for masculine right now, this desire to push forward, to drive forward around your creative pursuits, but more of a general inability to like see the bigger picture, or feeling like the bigger picture is being lost on you right now, or feeling like some difficulty in communicating that bigger plan. While for feminine right now, this could be speaking of two different representations of masculine energy around you right now. One that is just driving forward with a lot of like purpose and intentionality and directionality. One that you feel is potentially blocked from communication or more in a manipulative energy, but still one that is very close to you at this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Two cards clarifying right now. Clarification coming. This is a correction of the imbalance. This is a correction of the imbalance. This is why we're seeing some of that Ten of Swords energy coming through right now, because there is this acceptance point. I do like seeing the fact that we keep seeing this Emperor coming up and it's upright. There is a moment right now, and this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. For masculine energy right now, this is a moment of really trying to adjust and correct for any imbalances that you're currently experiencing that are making it difficult for you to see that bigger picture. And there's something about this realignment or readjustment point that you're taking for yourself right now that is bringing you into this higher sense of control and this higher sense of power as you go forward into these areas that you feel you can have the most effect and impact on. While for feminine energy right now, this is simply potentially a choice where you're looking at the imbalance between these two energies, between the energies that are coming towards you in a very positive, expressive fashion versus the ones that you feel are being more like manipulative, controlling, potentially even non-communicative. And you're seeing that imbalance, and you're basically choosing to move towards the masculine energy that you feel is standing in their integrity, standing in their power, moving in a productive, protective fashion towards you right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between this King of Wands and its reversal and this Queen of Swords. So for masculine energy right now, there is feeling like there is an inability to communicate or plan or have progress right now, potentially due to the fact that there is a feminine that is standing with a lot of defensiveness around you right now that's causing some of these issues. While for feminine right now, there is a lot of defensiveness and a lot of guards being put up potentially around some energy of masculine that you feel might not necessarily be as communicative to you as you desire, or you may feel is being somewhat manipulative in terms of like their plans, or having some plans that only serve their own purposes. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with Knight of Pentacles energy. So again, we're seeing, what's really intriguing here is we're seeing a lot of different energy coming around right now for the feminine. And this is what's funny too, is that like it doesn't really, it's what's really intriguing about this. It doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't matter right now what energy the masculine is coming towards the feminine energy in. The feminine's just got their defenses up against all of it. Like it could be like a masculine showing up with a cake, it could be a puppy, it could be like a sword, it doesn't matter. The feminine's just like, no, I'm guarding against all of it right now, potentially because again, they're trying to heal from some wounds from some masculine that's put them in a place where they feel like they have to have their guard up. So for feminine right now, this could be feeling like, again, being very defensive and trying to really like mitigate or really like manage this idea of potentially different masculine energy coming towards you right now, some of which you've learned not to trust, some of which you completely don't trust, but also having your defenses and guard up so strongly, even around the ones that seem like they're coming towards you right now in a legitimate fashion, specifically because like you are so anxiety induced from those that do not come towards you in a positive fashion. While for masculine right now, this could be a moment where you're identifying that there is a feminine that has their defenses up in this manner around you, that doesn't necessarily fully trust you, that's making it hard to communicate. And as a result, you're really trying to put a lot of effort into showing them in practical terms that you are coming through with legitimate offers. And that's where we see a lot of this Knight of Pentacles energy coming through, giving it that time, giving it that space, but trying to like build that level of consistency so this energy will really kind of accept that they don't need to have their defenses up so strongly around you at this moment. Continuing to get clarification between these cards right now. Clarification between this a lot of energy here about moving away from some of that, like those points of closure, really accepting that there are some areas right now that are not coming forward with like the practical offers that you would desire, and you pulling your own desires back, your own offers back in kind, and allowing this to be a moment of like coming to peace with something, putting down a burden around something that has been causing a lot of anxiety or difficulty in your own life or your sphere of influence, not wanting to go into those situations or scenarios that you feel are causing any kind of chaos in your own life at this point, just kind of rejecting those offers and having some kind of like, having some moment right now of regret or sadness around having to leave some of those things behind, feeling potentially that you were hoping that something more tangible would come from those places, hoping for a different outcome. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Seven of Pentacles in its reversal. Listen, this is coming through, and this makes a lot of sense with this Ten of Swords. And I feel like this is something here where, there was kind of an overall desire to try to wait, to try to give it the time you needed, trying to give it the space it needed to allow something to come forward. But I do feel like there is this feeling now of just feeling like the time is up. There is no longer any need to wait, and using this kind of as an impetus or a springboard now to turn away from anything you feel is taking too long to like come towards you in like a positive manner. And even though you're experiencing that, there's still a point of grief around it. Continuing to get clarification right now between this Five of Cups energy as well as Justice in its reversal and the Emperor. So again, having this moment of feeling the loss, feeling the sadness, feeling the regret on some things that need to be left behind, but also coming to a point of acknowledgement right now and understanding that there is a balance that needs to be corrected, an imbalance that needs to be corrected. And specifically having this Emperor energy move in, bearing in mind that for feminine right now, this could be looking at some areas that you don't feel there is masculine energy in its positive, but instead turning one's attention and direction towards a masculine energy that you feel is coming forward from a point of integrity, from a point of protection, from a point of power, and keeping your eyes focused on this to correct some kind of imbalance, even while you may be carrying some sadness on what is being left behind in the wake. While for masculine right now, this is kind of going through a period of grief or mourning, admitting or recognizing some kind of imbalance in one's own life, but using this as the situation or impetus to kickstart you into coming into this deeper sense of your own power and your own control right now. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Nine of Cups. All of this leading one to a return to oneself, to a deeper appreciation of oneself and one's own abilities, and also coming into a point right now of really moving in the direction of the places and the situations and the experiences that are going to not only like allow you to embrace and recognize all of your power, but also recognize it in you. Finding those places that are going to create a point of appreciation. For feminine, this is potentially moving towards masculine energy, that you feel recognize all of your abilities and talents and is able to share same with you in kind. For masculine right now, this is moving into the spaces or spheres where you're doing a lot of work to try to build one's own sense of gratitude and confidence in what you are able to bring to the table, and trying to show it to others in to correct some sort of imbalance around this currently. Clarification right now between this Emperor's energy with the Justice card in its reversal along with the Knight of Pentacles. For masculine right now, there is some point of balance being restored, coming into a sense of power for yourself right now, getting yourself motivated to put together an offer to come forward with in a very tangible space to show that you are in this state of control and confidence. For feminine right now, this is correcting some imbalance, moving in the directionality of Emperor energy and moving towards those energies that are coming towards you with true, tangible, practical, clear offers and opportunities, because you recognize that that is a representation of an Emperor energy standing in its power. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Six of Cups in its reversal. And this would give a lot of clarification to what is being left behind and the points of regret versus what is being moved forward right now in the place of positive energy. Because this would also identify the imbalance that we were discussing and that we're seeing. So again, there are some cycles that are being closed out right now because the offers and opportunities are not coming forward with the directionality or intentionality that one would ideally desire. And for masculine right now, this is coming through at a point where you are finding one's own strength, finding one's own ability to come forward in offers, trying to correct any kind of imbalance, specifically or potentially directed towards an energy around you right now of a karmic situation that is not in its healing capacity. There's something here that the masculine is identifying, that there is a karmic situation potentially around them that needs to be healed, that needs to be corrected, that there is some sort of imbalance here. And the masculine is now stepping into their power to a certain degree to come forward with these offers, to see if there's any resolution to these situations, to see if they can be healed. For feminine energy right now, this is potentially a moment where there is an imbalance that you are identifying around a karmic situation that is not in its positive place, but you are recognizing the imbalance specifically because there are representations right now of better karmic situations coming towards you right now, and masculine energy standing in its power, coming forward with real tangible offers, and it's just calling more attention to some karmic connection you may potentially be feeling connected to, that you may feel connected to, but is not in a healing state and is causing some of this imbalance, even as you are encountering some of this more positive masculine energy. Can't make it up. Further clarification on these points right now, clarification between the Seven of Pentacles in its reversal combined with the Nine of Cups. So a moment right now of not being willing to wait, not wanting to wait anymore, giving this being the time to say, like, the time is effectively up on waiting, really moving in the direction, putting a lot of attention on what you've been waiting on, putting a lot of attention and intentionality right now on a feeling of gratitude, on moving into those spaces and places and people that allow you to really show what you have to offer and also respect what you have to offer in kind. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now in a Four of Pentacles moment. So this could feel a little difficult right now, because even as there is this feeling right now of looking at some things that you're no longer ready to wait or hold on to right now and building this level of gratitude, this is really leading to a moment of like pulling back on one's energy, of calling one's energy back, not wanting to put any energy into places that you feel aren't necessarily taking you where they want to go or leading you to the desired outcome that you are hoping to achieve. And letting this be a point of you actually like pulling your energy back to a certain extent as you build this deeper appreciation of yourself and what you're truly hoping to achieve moving forward. Continuing to get clarification right now between this Nine of Cups energy and this Six of Cups energy in its reversal. So having a moment right now or an opportunity where you're really kind of taking this moment to appreciate everything you have to offer, moving from a gratitude mindset, but also with a lot of intentionality or thoughts directed towards some karmic connections that you are currently experiencing or feeling, that you are feeling that pull towards, but you also are recognizing or understanding are not in a healing capacity, and doing this work on the self right now as you're trying to relate to this, as you're trying to heal, building this as a healing moment and building this confidence in oneself, even in the face of these karmic connections that may not necessarily be in the most positive place and may be feeling like they're draining you or robbing you of energy. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Chariot. Chariot energy. So this is the understanding coming through right now of the idea of unified energy moving you into the places that you want to go. So this is a moment right now of acceptance and understanding, of looking in terms of understanding what you are truly have to offer, what you're truly hoping to achieve. Really looking at some karmic connections and understanding that while you may be feeling some kind of pull towards them right now, there's also a recognition or understanding that these are not necessarily in a healthy or productive space, and a deeper understanding that in the only way these can move forward in a productive fashion is if all the energies are aligned to the same mission and to the same goal and to the same desired level of achievement. And allowing this to really kind of drive you forward as it relates to what energies you want to ally with or unify with going forward, that is going to allow you to move forward productively towards your goals. And the understanding that unless this energy kind of heals itself or is willing to heal and move with you in the same directionality, that is going to be a bit of an impossibility. So for many of you, this is kind of taking the choice for yourself right now to move forward and to find those ways that you can move forward in a productive fashion with energies that are aligned to you, even despite the fact that there are some that you're feeling a lot of pull towards that are not. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification and a final card for our daily collective. Clarification right now about basically pulling one's energy back, calling one's energy back towards oneself right now, being very restrictive with one's energy, with this deeper understanding of looking for energies that you can partner with, that are working in the same capacity, that have the same desires, that have the same goals, that want to drive forward in the same direction. This is what's allowing you to have this moment right now in terms of pulling the energy back, but with the perception of understanding the path forward. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with a Two of Swords. This really being a moment where you are kind of holding on your action. You are looking in terms around you at what you need to cut, what you need to release, allowing this to be a moment of intuitive clarity and insight so that you can make the determinations between what places you need to pull your energy back on and what energies you want to unify and move forward with going forward. Bottom of the deck on today's read right now is an Ace of Wands in its reversal. So there could be feeling in the midst of a lot of this energy right now, there could be some kind of deeper anxiety or frustration about being able to make a lot of your creative plans and creative passions tangible in the physical space today. So this could really reflect in feeling some kind of frustration or inability in getting things done today, or actually like moving forward on some of the plans and projects and passions that you currently have right now. This could be speaking of some kind of blockages that come up. Don't get too caught up in this right now. Just bear in mind, I feel like this is a moment. There is something here about this energy that really just kind of says that there is a bit of a pause that's happening before like a moving forward with a lot of directed action. There's a lot of kind of like, we're seeing a lot of consideration being paid right now on the cycles closing out and the new ones coming towards forward. But this energy could feel a little frustrating today because I feel like while there's a lot of consideration towards the steps going forward, there might not be as much activity in terms of actually seeing it practically play out in the physical space today. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, just might not be today. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and sharing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have the reading with me. My readings are done over Zoom with the option of recording sent to you afterwards. And if you're a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Thank you guys so much for being here with me, and we will do this again tomorrow.